Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the numerical on analysis of multi-storied frame by portal method. This is part first. In unit number 5b, approximate analysis of multi-storied frames in the subject structural analysis 2. This is the statement of the numerical problem. Determine the approximate values of moment, shear and axial forces in the member of the frame loaded and supported as shown in the figure using portal method of analysis. So this is the given frame. This is the given frame A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I. Okay. So here it is subjected to a lateral load of 25 kN at joint G, and it is subjected to a lateral load of 50 kN at joint F. Okay. So vertical length of member between the member GF it is 3 meter, whereas in between A and F it is 4.5 meter. The vertical length between the joint A and B it is 4.5 meter, whereas in between B and C it is 6 meter. Okay. So this is the given portal frame loaded and supported as shown in the figure. Okay. Now after calculating after looking the statement of the numerical problem, the next step is to assume the point of contraflexure, and as per our assumption it is considered at the center of beam and column. So here we will name the center of beam GF as our first node, okay, for the beam GF. Now here the 2 is the second node for the member HI. Then for the vertical member GF, 3 is the point of contraflexure for the member GF. Then for member HE, the 4 is a node or a point of contraflexure. Then for member ID, the 5 is the point of a contraflexure. Now for member FE, then 6 is the point of contraflexure. Then member ED, then point 7 is the point of contraflexure for the horizontal member ED. Then for vertical member AF, the point of contraflexure is 8. Then for vertical member BE, the point of contraflexure is 9. And last, the vertical member CD, the point of contraflexure is 10. Okay. Now, after this, considering the upper story and considering the upper stories and releasing the frame from the node 3, 4 and 5. So from the node 3, 4 and 5 is the upper story, or we can say that point 3, 4 and 5 are the point of contraflexure for the column for the upper story. Okay. So from there we are going to release the frame. Okay. So consider the upper story and releasing the frame from node 3, 4, 5. So these, okay, so these are the node 3, this is node 4 and this is node 5. So from this we are releasing the frame, or we are removing the frame, and that we called it as a upper story. Okay. Now here our second assumption is that the horizontal shear is divided among all the columns on the basis that each interior column takes the twice as much of the exterior column. Okay. So this is the assumption for horizontal shear. Here for interior column the value of horizontal shear is 2h. Okay. And for exterior column it is h. That means interior column takes the twice shear as that of the exterior column. Okay. Now here this is the interior column and these two are the exterior column. Okay. Now here you have to find out the value of h. Now to find out the value of h, for this upper story frame we'll apply the equation of equilibrium, that is summation fx equal to 0. Okay. Now here as we know that towards the right plus or towards the left it is minus. So here h plus 2h plus h all are acting towards the left, which is equal to 25. Okay, so from this we'll get the value of h as what? 6.25. So here value of h will be what? It will be 6.25. Here it will be 6.25 into 2, that is 12.5, and here the value of h will be 6.25. Okay, so from this we will know the value of h, okay, for the node 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so after calculating the value of horizontal shear at node 3, 4 and 5, okay, so the next step is to draw the free body diagram, of joint G, H and I. Okay, now here which value are known to us now? We know the value, this value 6.25, we know the value 12.5, and we know the value 6.25. Okay, so at joint G, this is the horizontal force acting, that is 25 kilonewton. Okay, now here we don't know the direction of the forces that are acting. So here what we'll do now, we'll assume that V3 is acting downward, V1 is acting upward, and H1 is acting towards the left hand side. Okay, now here, now we have find out H3. Okay, now we have to find out the remaining forces of the frame by applying the equilibrium equation. So here we'll apply the first equilibrium equation, that is summation Fx equal to 0 for this frame, for the joint G. Okay, now here whatever the forces that are towards the right we will consider positive, and what are the forces towards the left we consider it as a negative. Okay, now here H1, okay, it is acting towards the, here the sign convention is opposite, here it is positive and this is negative. Okay, now H1 it is acting towards the left, so plus 6.25, again acting towards the left side, plus, and 25 it is acting towards the right side, so minus. Okay, so if we solve this we'll get the value of H1 as 18.75. so here we'll get the value of H1 as 18.75. okay, please make this change. Okay, now we'll apply the next equilibrium equation, that is summation of moment at G equal to 0. Okay, now here we know the value of H1, now we know the value of H3. Okay, now here we are applying the summation of moment at joint G equal to 0. Okay, now consider clockwise negative, anti-clockwise positive. So V1 will act like this. Okay, anti-clockwise, so plus, and what is the distance? 2.25. so V1 into 2.25, then 6.25. okay, it will act in clockwise direction, so minus 6.25. what is the distance? 1.5. okay, so by solving this we'll get the value of V1 as 4.16 kilonewton. okay, now here we know the value of V1, now we know value of H1. what is remaining now? V3 is remaining. To find out the value of V3, we'll apply the third equilibrium equation, that is summation of moment in vertical direction is equal to 0, that is summation Fy equal to 0. Consider upward positive, downward negative. Okay, upward force positive, downward force negative. Now here V3, how it is acting? Downward negative. And this V1, what is value of V1? 4.16, acting upward positive, equal to 0. So value of V3 is what? 4.16. okay, now here we have calculated value of V3, H1 and V1. okay, now here this is the node 1. okay, so node 1 is nothing but it is a point of contraflexure. So here now here when we consider joint G, if this V1 at node 1, if V1 is acting upward, now in node 1 for the free body diagram of H, you have to show this V1 downward. Then and then only this joint 1 will be in balance, equal and opposite. Now here H1 is acting towards the left side, here this H1 should act towards the right side. So this should be equal and opposite, but the value should be, the numerical value should be same. Okay, now here value of h1 is what? 18.75. Here also the value of h1 should be 18.75, but it should be equal and opposite. Okay, now here we know the value of h1. Now we know the value of v1. Okay, so we know the value of h4 here. So here we have to find out this value v2, h2 and v4 by using the equilibrium equation. Now here we'll consider the free body diagram of joint H. So this is the free body diagram of joint H. Okay. Now for the Poulter method, when we are finding out the forces, so first equilibrium equation that you have to use is summation fx. Okay. Okay. Now here forces acting towards the right positive and towards left negative. Now here H2, it is acting towards the left, so acting towards the left negative. Then 18.75, it is acting towards the right hand side plus, and 12.5, it is acting towards the left hand side, so minus. So if you solve this, we'll get the value of H2. Okay. Now here we know the value of H2. What is the value of H2? 6.25. Okay. Now we'll take the moment at H equal to 0. Okay. And considering clockwise as negative and anti-clockwise positive. Okay. So here H1, H2 and V4 are passing through this point H. So this force will not be considered. So which force will be considered now here? V1. How V1 is acting? V1 is acting like this. It is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So V1 4.16. What is the length? 2.25. Okay. Next force is V2. V2 is acting like this, again anti-clockwise plus. So V2 multiplied by 3. Okay. Then which force is remaining? H4. So H4 is rotating like this. So it is rotating in which direction? Clockwise direction. Okay. So here it is minus. So value of H4 is 12.5. So minus 12.5. And what is the distance? 1.5. Okay. So by solving this, we'll get the value of V2 as 3.13 kilonewton. Okay. Now here we know the value of, so here we know the value of V2 now. Okay. We know the value of H2. What is remaining now? V4 is remaining. So by applying the third equilibrium equation, that is summation Fy equal to 0, upward positive, downward negative. Okay. So V4 acting upward positive. So 4.16, that is V1 acting downward minus, and 3.13 it is also acting upward, so plus. Okay. So from this we'll get the value of V4, that is 1.03 kilonewton. Okay. So in this way we have found out the forces in member H2, V2 and V4. Okay. Now at the node 2, okay, at the node 2, okay, we have found out the value of V2. It is acting upward. Now here, while finding the value of V2, if this value comes negative, that means this assumed direction is wrong. So you have to change the direction. But here, as the value is coming positive, that means our direction is correct. Okay. So whatever the forces that we have found out, all the direction are correct. Now here at node 2, for joint H, if H2 is acting towards the left, then for joint I, the H2 should act towards right hand side, but the value, that is numerical value, should be same. Only that the forces should act equal and opposite direction. Now here for H, this V2 is acting upward. Now for joint I, the V2 should act downward for node 2. Okay. Now here we know the value of V2, that is 3.13, and we know the value of H2. Okay. Now here only one unknown is there, that is V pi. Okay. So to find out V pi, as one unknown is there, only one equilibrium equation is required, that is summation Fy equal to 0, considering upward forces positive and downward negative. So V pi acting upward and V2 acting downward. Okay. So V pi value we don't know. Okay. So 3.13, this value is known to us, it is acting downward, so minus, and this V pi is acting upward. Okay. So only two vertical forces are there for joint R. Okay. So what is value of V pi? It is 3.13, equal and opposite. Okay. Only the direction will be opposite. Okay. So in this way we have found out the forces in remaining member, okay, by considering the free body diagram of the joint and applying the equilibrium equation. Okay, so the next part of this numerical we'll see in the next video, that is second part. Thank you for watching this video.